Once hailed as the Great One, Jackie Gleason's life was a spectacle that dwarfed anything seen on television. Yet behind the uproarious laughter and thunderous applause, his final curtain fell in a haunting silence. His once grand mansion, a monument to the fame and fortune he sculpted from sheer talent, now sits as an abandoned relic, a ghost of the glory days. Few know the full, turbulent story of his rocky marriages, the strained relationships with his own children, and the heartbreaking final chapter of a life that, for all its public brilliance, was shrouded in private sorrow. What truly became of the man who made millions laugh, but died with a trove of secrets left behind? Prepare to hear the story of Jackie Gleason you might not know. Dear viewers, before continuing this video, we kindly ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want to receive notifications about new video releases, please hit the bell icon. Thank you for your understanding. Jackie Gleason's health and lifestyle over the years painted a complex and ultimately tragic picture. A blend of deeply ingrained personal habits and the immense pressures of a high-profile entertainment career. This combination would exact a significant and irreversible toll on his well-being. By the early 1950s, standing at the zenith of his fame with the monumental success of The Jackie Gleason Show on CBS, Gleason was already deeply entrenched in behaviors that would later be recognized as profoundly detrimental to his health. It is a well-documented fact that as early as 1952, he was consuming an astonishing 6 packs of cigarettes a day. This staggering level of nicotine intake was, in itself, a ticking time bomb, raising grave concerns about his long-term health, especially in an era when the links between smoking and a myriad of respiratory and cardiovascular diseases were becoming increasingly undeniable. Gleason's physical health was further imperiled by a lifelong, arduous struggle with weight management. Throughout the majority of his adult life, he was a man of extremes, his weight fluctuating dramatically between a hefty 300 pounds and a comparatively lean 185 pounds. Such drastic and repeated weight swings are indicative of profound challenges with diet and metabolism, all of which were mercilessly exacerbated by his cavalier lifestyle choices. His eating habits were notoriously unhealthy, a gourmand's dream that was a nutritionist's nightmare. His diet was a relentless parade of large quantities of rich, red meat and decadent, sugary desserts. There was a conspicuous and near-total absence of vegetables or any other significant source of healthier foods. This unbalanced diet, combined with his legendary and excessive consumption of alcohol and a complete lack of any regular physical exercise, conspired to orchestrate a steady and undeniable decline in his overall health and vitality. Author Jim Bishop, in his candid biography, The Golden Ham, a candid biography of Jackie Gleason, poignantly highlights the practical and telling implications of Gleason's ever-shifting physique. Bishop notes that the entertainer required 3 separate and distinct wardrobes to accommodate his constantly changing size. This detail not only vividly illustrates the immense physical toll his habits took on his body, but also offers a glimpse into the psychological and emotional complexities that likely surrounded his self-image and his relationship with his own health. The violent swings from 185 to 285 pounds meant that Gleason's body was in a perpetual state of stress, making it increasingly difficult for him to maintain the stamina required for the grueling demands of his work in television, theater, and film. The inevitable and harsh consequences of this relentless lifestyle finally and dramatically caught up with Gleason in 1978. While on a theatrical tour of Larry Gelbart's play Sly Fox, in which he was delivering a tour de force performance in the lead role, Gleason began to experience frightening chest pains. These alarming symptoms led to a stark diagnosis and the necessity of triple bypass surgery, a major and life-altering cardiovascular procedure. This surgery was a critical and timely intervention that temporarily stabilized his heart condition, but it also served as an undeniable and sobering underscore to the serious health risks his lifestyle had long posed. Despite these significant health challenges, Gleason's indomitable spirit and professional dedication drove him to continue working, and he continued to deliver powerful and memorable performances. One of his most poignant and critically acclaimed later roles was in the 1986 comedy drama Nothing in Common, where he starred alongside a young Tom Hanks. In this film, Gleason portrayed an acerbic and infirm character who bore some resemblance to the gruff, outspoken Archie Bunker, earning widespread critical acclaim for his nuanced, heartfelt, and deeply moving performance. However, during the production of this film, Gleason was privately waging a far more serious and ultimately unwinnable health battle. He had been diagnosed with colon cancer, which had tragically metastasized to his liver, indicating an advanced and life-threatening stage of the disease. As if this devastating diagnosis were not enough, he was also suffering from phlebitis, a painful inflammation of the veins, and diabetes, both of which further complicated his already precarious health and limited his treatment options. Remarkably, and in a testament to his immense fortitude and desire to protect his public from his private pain, Gleason chose to keep these medical issues intensely private. He shielded his legions of adoring fans and the wider public from the full and harrowing extent of his suffering. While rumors about his declining health inevitably circulated, Gleason maintained a dignified and resolute silence, choosing instead to focus his remaining energy on his craft until the very end. Tragically, on June 24, 1987, Jackie Gleason passed away at his home in Florida at the age of 71. His death marked the end of an era and the loss of one of the most beloved and influential entertainers of the 20th century, a man whose unique brand of humor, undeniable warmth, and larger-than-life personality had touched the lives of millions. Following his death, a solemn funeral mass was held at the Cathedral of St. Mary, a fitting and poignant tribute to his Catholic faith. Gleason was then laid to rest in a private outdoor mausoleum at Our Lady of Mercy Catholic Cemetery in Miami, where he was entombed in a stately sarcophagus. This final peaceful resting place serves as a lasting memorial to a man who had lived a life marked by both extraordinary, stratospheric success and profound, deeply personal struggles. Close by, his sister-in-law, June Taylor, famed for her role as a choreographer and a significant figure in both Gleason's career and his life, is buried to the left of the mausoleum alongside her husband and attorney, Saul Lerner. The proximity of their final resting places speaks volumes about the close familial ties that remained a cornerstone of Gleason's life, even in death. Now, let's turn our attention to the remarkable properties that were the backdrop to this incredible life. In 1965, Gleason made a significant move, both personally and professionally, by purchasing a home in Hialeah, Florida. This move signaled a new and sun-drenched chapter in his life. The residence was strategically situated adjacent to the prestigious country club of Miami's golf course, a location that perfectly mirrored Gleason's deep and abiding passion for golf, a pastime that would come to define much of his lifestyle during his years in the Sunshine State. The choice of this property underscored not only his profound love for the game, but also his desire to immerse himself in a community where golf and leisure were central to the fabric of everyday life. The timing of this purchase was particularly notable, as it came shortly after Gleason had made a major and audacious career transition. In 1964, he had moved his enormously popular television show from its long-standing home base in the hustle and bustle of New York City to the sun-kissed shores of Miami Beach. This move was part of a broader trend within the entertainment industry during the mid-1960s, a time when warmer climates and new, exotic filming locations were becoming increasingly sought after. By acquiring a home in nearby Hialeah, Gleason positioned himself within easy and convenient reach of Miami Beach's burgeoning and vibrant entertainment scene, while simultaneously securing a more private and relaxed environment, a world away from the intense and relentless spotlight of Manhattan. Though specific and granular details about the architectural style, size, or interior features of Gleason's Hialeah home remain somewhat limited in public records, its prime location next to the Country Club of Miami golf course strongly suggests that it was a property designed for comfort, leisure, and a life of relaxed elegance. For Gleason, golf was more than just a hobby. It was a central and integral component of his identity and his daily routine. Living in such close proximity to the course allowed him to indulge in the sport with a frequency that bordered on obsession, all without the inconvenience of travel, thereby significantly enhancing his quality of life as he settled into the laid-back Florida lifestyle. The Country Club of Miami, renowned for its impeccably maintained greens and its vibrant social atmosphere, also provided a perfectly suitable backdrop for Gleason's status as a prominent and celebrated South Florida resident, a celebrity who genuinely enjoyed engaging with the local community. The home in Hialeah marked a transitional and transformative period for Gleason. It served as his primary residence during the initial years after relocating his television production to Florida, effectively acting as a home base while he adjusted to life in a new and dramatically different environment. This period in the mid-1960s was pivotal for Gleason, as he masterfully balanced his demanding and high-stakes career with a growing desire for personal relaxation and recreation. The move southward and the acquisition of this golf-adjacent property were clear reflections of his evolving priorities, a conscious decision to place a greater emphasis on leisure and health, even as he continued to maintain a professional schedule that would have exhausted men half his age. In 1971, after several years of living in Hialeah, Gleason made another notable relocation within Florida, moving to the even more exclusive Inverrary golf community. Inverrary was renowned for its luxurious homes and its championship-caliber golf courses, fitting perfectly with Gleason's ever-growing reputation as a dedicated golfer and a prominent socialite in the region. His move there was indicative of a man constantly seeking an even more exclusive and golf-centric environment, building upon the foundation he had laid with his earlier Hialeah residence. As for the ultimate fate of the Hialeah property, there is little public information regarding its status after Gleason's departure, or whether it was sold, preserved, or significantly altered in the subsequent years. Given its intimate connection to a crucial period in Gleason's life and career, it remains a noteworthy and intriguing piece of his personal history, especially for the countless fans and historians interested in the trajectory of his life outside the glare of the television cameras. The house symbolized more than just a place to live. It was a tangible and enduring representation of Gleason's seamless integration into the South Florida lifestyle and his wholehearted embrace of golf as a defining and lifelong passion. In 1971, Jackie Gleason took a decisive and spectacular step in cementing his legacy far beyond the confines of the television screen by moving into a magnificent 6,000-square-foot lakefront estate located at 3425 Willowwood Road in the prestigious Hills of Inverrary community near Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This grand and imposing home, affectionately nicknamed Gleam Manor, was not merely a residence, it was a lavish and opulent personal retreat, meticulously and exquisitely designed to reflect Gleason's vibrant and larger-than-life personality, his profound love of entertainment, and his insatiable passion for luxurious living. Constructed to Gleason's exact and demanding specifications, the estate was an impressive 14-room mansion, boasting 6 spacious bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, ensuring more than ample accommodation for both his family and a constant stream of illustrious guests. Every single inch of the home was crafted to support Gleason's lifestyle as a consummate entertainer and a gregarious socialite, The sheer scale and opulent style of the house showcased Gleason's inimitable flair for grandeur, making it a notable and celebrated landmark in the Inverary community, a well-known and highly sought-after enclave for affluent residents and avid golfers, befitting Gleason's lifelong and unwavering enthusiasm for the game of golf. One of the most remarkable and talked-about features of Gleam Manor was its palatial billiard room. Designed in a unique and prestigious collaboration with none other than the legendary Willie Mosconi, a pool titan widely and rightfully regarded as one of the greatest players in the history of the game. This bespoke billiard room was a magnificent centerpiece for social gatherings, a place where Gleason could indulge in his favorite pastime while entertaining friends, colleagues, and fellow celebrities. The room exuded an air of sophisticated elegance and a deep, palpable appreciation for the sport, masterfully blending expert craftsmanship with Gleason's unique and personal tastes. The mansion also featured a private sauna, offering Gleason a tranquil and restorative place to relax and rejuvenate after long and grueling days on set or challenging rounds on the golf course. Adding to the home's exotic and unique array of amenities was an indoor aviary, a testament to Gleason's fondness for nature and his desire to create an environment that was as engaging and captivating indoors as it was serene and beautiful outside. The aviary provided a peaceful and idyllic retreat, filled with the vibrant colors and cheerful songs of birds, bringing a touch of the natural world into the heart of the luxurious estate. Hospitality was clearly at the very core of Gleason's vision for his home, and this was epitomized by the presence of 5 fully stocked bars strategically scattered throughout the property. Among these impressive bars was a true standout piece, a custom bottle of George Dickel Tennessee whiskey, created especially and exclusively for Gleason. This bespoke liquor became a powerful and enduring symbol of his refined tastes and his unwavering love of entertaining in grand and unforgettable style. The multiple bars ensured that guests could enjoy refreshments wherever they happened to be in the expansive house, facilitating the effortless and convivial social atmosphere that Gleason so thoroughly enjoyed and expertly cultivated. The true and beating heart of Gleam Manor, however, was its extraordinary entertainment room, a space designed for both intimate relaxation and the hosting of lavish, spectacular parties. This room featured a sunken bar that created an inviting and intimate setting, perfectly suited for long and engaging conversations over drinks. Adjacent to the bar was a dining area that was meticulously crafted to resemble a high-end, exclusive restaurant, complete with elegant decor and a sophisticated, glamorous ambiance. This restaurant-style dining space became the glittering backdrop for many memorable and legendary gatherings hosted by Gleason, where he entertained some of the biggest and most influential names of the era. Among the illustrious guests who frequented Gleam Manor were luminaries such as the one and only Frank Sinatra, a longtime and cherished friend and a fellow icon of the entertainment world, as well as President Gerald Ford, highlighting the estate's status as a veritable hub of celebrity and political socializing. These high-profile visits underscored Gleason's immense influence and standing, as well as the home's crucial role as a vibrant center for cultural and social exchange. Following Gleason's death in 1987, his wife, Marilyn Taylor, continued to reside in the magnificent estate until 1992, lovingly maintaining the home's unique atmosphere and preserving the memory of Gleason's vibrant and colorful life there. The property was then sold to a Joseph Celentano for the surprisingly low price of $450,000, marking the definitive end of a truly glamorous era. Remarkably, the home remained largely unchanged, retaining many of Gleason's original furnishings, decorations, and the unique, indelible character that had made Gleam Manor so incredibly distinctive. Years later, in 2015, the estate was put up for auction, drawing significant interest not only for its considerable architectural and historical significance, but also for its direct and undeniable connection to one of television's most flamboyant and unforgettable personalities. It was subsequently listed for sale for $299,000 in 2016, offering a rare and tantalizing opportunity to own a tangible and remarkably well-preserved piece of entertainment history, a time capsule left almost exactly as the great Jackie Gleason had left it. Among Jackie Gleason's many and varied residences, none is quite as iconic or as deeply emblematic of his unique and multifaceted personality and his eclectic passions as the Round House at 196 Furnace Dock Road in Cortlandt Manor, New York. Built in 1959, this extraordinary and futuristic home stood out not only for its groundbreaking and revolutionary architecture, but also for the fascinating story it told about Gleason's deep and enduring fascination with UFOs, the paranormal, and a lifestyle that consistently and defiantly defied convention. Known affectionately and appropriately as the Mothership, the Round House was a UFO-inspired masterpiece that looked as if it had landed straight out of a classic science fiction film. Its completely circular design was nothing short of revolutionary at the time, showcasing a futuristic aesthetic that was rarely, if ever, seen in residential architecture. The house's creation was spearheaded by the visionary architect Robert Sika, a disciple of the legendary Frank Lloyd Wright, whose profound influence is clearly evident in the harmonious and seamless integration of natural materials and innovative, forward-thinking design principles. The home was ingeniously prefabricated by a Swedish shipbuilder inside an airplane hangar, an unusual and highly unorthodox method of construction that only added to its otherworldly allure and its remarkable structural uniqueness. Spanning approximately 3,950 square feet, the Round House sat on an expansive and picturesque 8.4-acre estate, a property that extended far beyond the main residence to include several other remarkable and thematically consistent outbuildings. Among these was a smaller, circular cottage, whimsically dubbed the Spaceship, which perfectly complemented the main house's futuristic theme and added a playful, almost whimsical element to the sprawling estate. A traditional stone guest house, known as the Barracks, offered a stark and striking architectural contrast, providing more conventional and rustic accommodations for visitors. In later years, 2 in-ground swimming pools were added to the lush and manicured grounds, further enhancing the luxurious, resort-like feel of this one-of-a-kind property. Inside, the Mothership was nothing short of spectacular. The centerpiece of the home's awe-inspiring interior was a stunning and elegant marble spiral staircase that gracefully curved upward, becoming a dramatic and breathtaking focal point that embodied both timeless elegance and a palpable touch of cosmic mystery. One of the most dramatic and imposing features was a colossal 40-foot-tall fireplace weighing an astounding 240 tons, which anchored the main living area and offered a powerful and unforgettable statement of grandeur and solidity. This magnificent fireplace was as much a work of art as it was a functional element, impressing all who entered with its sheer scale and imposing presence. True to Gleason's legendary flair for entertaining and his famously extravagant lifestyle, the house included 4 fully stocked bars, one of which was designed to comfortably seat 13 guests, making it perfect for hosting lavish and unforgettable gatherings and social events. The home even featured a professional broadcasting studio, a clear and practical nod to Gleason's illustrious and groundbreaking career in television and radio, allowing him to work creatively and conveniently from the comfort of his extraordinary and inspiring home. A direct and tangible reflection of Gleason's intense and well-documented curiosity about UFOs and the paranormal, the Round House housed a dedicated and extensive library filled with his vast collection of books on these and other esoteric subjects. This private sanctuary underscored his deep and abiding fascination with topics that lay far beyond the realm of the ordinary, providing a quiet and contemplative retreat where he could indulge his intellectual passions away from the prying eyes of the public. The master bedroom was equally distinctive and on theme, featuring an enormous 8-foot diameter round bed that perfectly matched the home's circular motif. The adjoining bathroom was outfitted with a large, round shower, fitted with more than 10 shower heads, offering a spa-like experience that complemented the house's futuristic and luxurious design. Costing a staggering $650,000 to build in 1959, a sum that would be roughly equivalent to $6 million today, the roundhouse was an incredibly expensive and ambitious project, but one that perfectly and flawlessly encapsulated Gleason's larger-than-life personality. The estate quickly became a magnet for celebrities and influential figures of the day. Among its many illustrious guests were the iconic Marilyn Monroe and the legendary Frank Sinatra, two titans of Hollywood's golden era. Additionally, President Richard Nixon was a visitor, and a persistent and tantalizing rumor has long circulated that Gleason and Nixon once took a private and clandestine trip in 1973 to Homestead Air Force Base to view supposed alien remains, an anecdote that has become an integral and enduring part of the home's mystique and Gleason's eccentric and fascinating legend. After Gleason sold the home to CBS in the 1960s, it changed hands several times. It was later owned by Pace University before being purchased in 1976 by an orthodontist for a mere $150,000, a veritable steal that was just a fraction of its original cost and far less than its true architectural and cultural value. The property's unparalleled uniqueness and its immense historical significance eventually led to a listing price of a staggering $12 million in 2018, a figure that reflected its considerable size, its architectural innovation, and the immense star power indelibly associated with the one and only Jackie Gleason. For a time, it was even available as a rental for $4,000 a month, offering a rare and coveted opportunity for someone to live in this architectural marvel. Currently, the house is off the market, but its owners remain open to offers in the $12 million range, a testament to the enduring and undeniable allure and prestige of this exceptional and truly one-of-a-kind estate. Beyond his notable real estate holdings, Jackie Gleason's personal life was also marked by a complex and often tumultuous series of relationships and marriages, reflecting both the immense pressures of his skyrocketing fame and the often conflicting and irreconcilable demands between his public persona and his private desires. His long and winding journey through love and marriage began in the vaudeville era and continued for decades through Hollywood's golden age, ultimately shaping much of his emotional world. Gleason first met Genevieve Halford when they were both young and ambitious performers working in vaudeville, a popular theatrical form of entertainment in the early 20th century that featured a diverse variety of acts, including dancing, comedy, and music. Genevieve, a talented and graceful dancer in her own right, shared the stage and the often chaotic backstage life with Gleason during their early and formative careers. Their professional partnership soon blossomed into a romantic one, culminating in their marriage on September 20th, 1936. Their union was rooted in a foundation of shared experiences and ambitions, but it soon exposed fundamental and irreconcilable differences in their visions for life. Halford yearned for a quiet, stable, and conventional home life, a stark and jarring contrast to Gleason's burgeoning celebrity lifestyle and his active and often raucous nightlife. This deep-seated dichotomy sowed the seeds of tension early on in their marriage. By 1941, just 5 short years after their wedding, the couple separated for the first time, a clear illustration of the immense strain caused by their divergent needs and the ever-increasing pressures of Gleason's rising fame. However, They reconciled 7 years later in 1948, demonstrating a shared willingness to try again despite the considerable and persistent challenges. During their time together, Jackie and Genevieve had 2 daughters, Geraldine, born in 1940, and Linda, born in 1942. Both children grew up in the long and often imposing shadow of their father's ever-growing career, with Linda eventually pursuing a path in the entertainment industry herself. The family life, however, remained complicated and often strained by the relentless demands of Gleason's career and his unconventional lifestyle. By 1951, Gleason and Halford had once again drifted apart, leading to another informal separation. During this period, Gleason's already complicated personal life became even more so when he developed a romantic relationship with Honey Merrill, his secretary. Merrill was notable not only for her position, but also for her glamorous background as a showgirl, and for being crowned Miss Hollywood in 1956, all of which added to the colorful and sometimes scandalous aspects of Gleason's off-screen life. In early 1954, Gleason's career suffered a significant physical setback when he broke his leg and ankle during a live broadcast of his television show, a rare and unfortunate accident that sidelined him for several weeks. This incident brought the simmering tensions in his marriage into sharper and more public focus. While recovering in the hospital, Halford visited him and was surprised and angered to find Marilyn Taylor, a dancer from Gleason's television show, also visiting. This discovery deepened the already significant rift between Gleason and Halford, leading her to file for a legal separation in April 1954. Despite the separation, Halford's devout Catholic faith influenced her strong reluctance to grant a divorce, a decision she withheld until 1970. This long and protracted delay added further complexity to Gleason's romantic and marital life, as he remained legally bound to Halford even as he began new and serious relationships. In 1968, Gleason met Beverly McKittrick at a country club where she worked as a secretary. Their connection marked a new and hopeful chapter for Gleason. Just 10 days after his divorce from Genevieve Halford was finally finalized, Gleason married McKittrick on July 4, 1970, in Ashford, England. This second marriage, however, was relatively short-lived. By 1975, the couple had divorced, ending their 5-year union. Following the end of his marriage to McKittrick, Gleason rekindled his relationship with Marilyn Taylor, the dancer he had met so many years earlier. The two married in December 1975 and remained together until Gleason's death in 1987. Taylor was not only his spouse, but also a constant and devoted companion during his later years, sharing in the final and often difficult chapters of his remarkable life. Beyond his immediate relationships, Gleason's legacy extended into his family. His daughter, Linda, embraced the acting world and married the acclaimed actor and playwright, Jason Miller. Their son, Jason Patrick, carried on the family tradition by becoming an accomplished and respected actor in his own right, continuing the Gleason family's significant and lasting impact on American entertainment. In addition, there are two fascinating things about Jackie Gleason that very few people know: his debilitating fear of flying and his special and intense interest in supernatural phenomena. Jackie Gleason's well-documented fear of flying profoundly influenced his travel habits for many years, shaping the way he moved between professional commitments and personal engagements. While today air travel is often seen as routine and convenient for celebrities who are constantly on the move, for Gleason it was a significant source of anxiety, and a pivotal and terrifying moment in his early career forever altered his approach to transportation for a significant portion of his life. Gleason's fear of flying originated during the formative years of his film career, a period marked by burgeoning opportunities, but also by the unpredictable and sometimes perilous realities of mid-20th century air travel. As Hollywood beckoned, Gleason found himself regularly shuttling between coasts, particularly between Los Angeles, the hub of the film industry, and New York, where much of his television work was based. These flights were often for relatively minor roles or short-term projects, but they exposed him to the growing dependence on airplanes as a means of crossing great distances quickly. One particular and harrowing incident stands out as the defining moment that triggered Gleason's deep-seated aversion to flying. On a flight destined for New York, the aircraft encountered a severe and potentially catastrophic mechanical failure. Two of the plane's engines stopped working mid-flight. Faced with this critical and life-threatening emergency, the pilot was forced to perform a precarious and dangerous emergency landing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This terrifying experience, filled with the raw and visceral terror of uncertainty and the stark reality of a potential catastrophe, left an indelible and lasting mark on Gleason's psyche. Upon safely landing in Tulsa, Gleason found himself stranded, far from his intended destination. In an era before the convenience of modern travel networks and electronic communication, his options were severely limited. It was at this moment that a local hardware store owner extended a simple yet profound act of kindness, lending Gleason $200, a substantial sum at the time, which enabled him to purchase passage on a train bound for New York. This generous gesture not only helped Gleason continue his journey, but also symbolized the goodwill and human connection that often underpin stories of travel mishaps. From that day forward, Gleason's relationship with flying was fundamentally and irrevocably altered. He largely eschewed air travel in favor of trains, which he found to be more comforting, manageable, and, most importantly, safe. The rhythmic and steady motion of a train, combined with the ability to move freely about the cabin, provided a sense of control and safety that was completely absent from the confined space and the mechanical complexity of airplanes. For many years, Gleason traveled exclusively by rail, even when flights might have saved precious time or offered greater convenience. His reliance on trains as his primary mode of transportation reflects both his deeply personal fears and the broader context of mid-20th century American travel. Trains, while significantly slower than planes, were still an established and dependable way to traverse the vast expanse of the country, connecting cities with a level of reliability and comfort that perfectly suited Gleason's needs. The leisurely pace of train travel also allowed for much-needed rest, reflection, and preparation for his demanding performances, which could be particularly valuable for a high-strung entertainer with a punishingly busy schedule. This aversion to flying did not ultimately hinder Gleason's career, which flourished and reached incredible heights through television, film, and live performances. However, it did create significant logistical challenges, especially as the entertainment industry increasingly favored air travel for its speed and efficiency. Gleason's preference for rail travel was a notable and endearing quirk in an era of rapid and relentless technological advancement, highlighting the inherent tension between personal fears and professional demands. Over time, Gleason's fear of flying became a well-known part of his public persona, an anecdote that fans and colleagues recounted with a mixture of sympathy and amusement. It humanized the larger-than-life entertainer, revealing a hidden vulnerability beneath his robust, confident, and often boisterous on-screen characters. His story served as a poignant and relatable reminder that even the most celebrated and seemingly fearless figures grapple with deep-seated fears, and that such fears can shape one's choices in profound and unexpected ways. Next, Jackie Gleason's fascination with the paranormal was a lesser-known but deeply intriguing facet of his multifaceted and complex personality. While he is primarily and rightfully remembered as a legendary comedian, actor, and entertainer, Gleason harbored a profound and serious interest in subjects that lay far beyond the ordinary realm of human experience. His intense curiosity about the supernatural, UFOs, and parapsychology reflected an intellectual openness and a genuine willingness to explore the profound mysteries that captivated the imaginations of many during the mid-20th century. Throughout the 1950s and beyond, Gleason devoted a considerable amount of his time to studying the paranormal. He amassed a large and impressive personal library filled with books on a wide variety of related topics, ranging from parapsychology, the scientific study of psychic phenomena, to detailed accounts and investigations of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. These readings were not casual, but rather part of a serious and scholarly engagement with fundamental questions about the unknown and the unexplained. Gleason's interest was emblematic of a particular cultural moment in post-war America, when popular fascination with UFOs, extraterrestrials, and paranormal phenomena was rapidly growing, fueled by Cold War anxieties and sensationalized media coverage. Gleason's engagement with the paranormal was not confined to solitary reading. During the 1950s, he became a semi-regular and highly anticipated guest on an overnight radio program devoted to paranormal themes, hosted by the pioneering John Nebel. Nebel's show was a groundbreaking platform for discussions of ghosts, psychic phenomena, UFOs, and conspiracy theories, broadcast to late-night audiences hungry for the extraordinary and the unexplained. Gleason's appearances on the program gave him a unique and valuable opportunity to share his own thoughts and experiences, to engage with experts and fellow enthusiasts, and to contribute to a broader cultural conversation about the limits of human knowledge and experience. His presence on the show lent a unique and compelling blend of celebrity appeal and genuine, unfeigned curiosity. Moreover, Gleason's connection to John Nebel extended far beyond the airwaves. He wrote the introduction to Donald Bain's biography of Nebel, lending his considerable voice and credibility to the documentation of Nebel's pioneering work in paranormal broadcasting. This generous gesture highlighted Gleason's deep respect and admiration for Nebel's significant contributions to exploring paranormal topics in a public forum, as well as his own personal and unwavering commitment to these fascinating and often controversial subjects. Gleason's passion for the paranormal endured throughout his life, and after his death in 1987, his extensive and valuable collection of books was donated to the University of Miami's library. This sizable and significant donation reflected the remarkable breadth and depth of his scholarly engagement with paranormal phenomena, and ensured that future researchers and enthusiasts could access the very resources that had so deeply fascinated him. The collection stands as a lasting and important testament to a dimension of Gleason's intellectual life that stood in stark and surprising contrast to his public image as a broad and boisterous comic entertainer. Perhaps most remarkably, Gleason's intense interest in UFOs brought him into contact with significant political figures, illustrating the sometimes surprising and unexpected intersections between celebrity culture and government disclosure. According to writer Larry Holcomb, Gleason's well-known and often discussed fascination with UFOs prompted President Richard Nixon to share certain information with him, including a purported willingness to disclose certain UFO-related data publicly. While the specific details of these alleged disclosures remain somewhat mysterious and shrouded in speculation, the connection itself suggests that Gleason's curiosity transcended mere hobbyism. He became part of a complex and interconnected network of individuals, celebrities, officials, and private citizens alike, who were all engaged in the complex and often secretive world of UFO phenomena during the tense and paranoid Cold War era. Gleason's relationship with UFO lore was thus not merely passive. His immense celebrity status provided a powerful and influential platform for the dissemination of paranormal ideas, and his genuine personal interest helped to legitimize these often marginalized topics in the eyes of the public. The rumored 1973 visit with Nixon to Homestead Air Force Base, where alien remains were allegedly viewed, although shrouded in speculation and controversy, further highlights Gleason's unique and fascinating role at the nexus of entertainment, politics, and the paranormal. As this video wraps up, we'd like to remind you to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support is vital for our channel's growth and helps us keep creating content. To be notified about new videos, remember to hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.